single moms, solo moms who are building businesses, who have businesses, who are CEOs of businesses. I've done this. I have 4 kids, one with special needs. That's a story I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you all about that and my journey and how I went from not being able to keep the lights on in my own home, talk about humiliating, to having a business with 5 locations that serve a very precious population to me. I'm going to help you launch a business if you're a single mom. I'm going to help you scale your business if you're a single mom. I'm going to help you stay sane. I'm going to help you stay present as a parent, as a single mom, while you are working to build some stability in your life, some financial stability, some emotional stability, some peace, and while you are working to build a legacy for your family. Okay, so this is not at all how I planned to launch my YouTube channel. Not at all. I'm in a sweatshirt. I got my glasses on. I just needed to hit record. Thanks to the advice of a friend, I just needed to hit record. So I've got some plans to do some great things and to help solo boss moms, single moms, solo moms who are building businesses, who have businesses, who are CEOs of businesses. I've done this. I have 4 kids, one with special needs. That's a story I'm going to tell you as we develop the channel and as I get to know you a little bit better and as we start sharing stories with each other. I'm going to tell you all about that and my journey and how I went from not being able to keep the lights on in my own home, talk about humiliating, to having a business with 5 locations that serve a very precious population to me, and that's young adults with special needs. So we're going to talk all about that, and I'm going to help you do that successfully. I'm going to help you launch a business if you're a single mom. I'm going to help you scale your business if you're a single mom. I'm going to help you stay sane. I'm going to help you stay present as a parent, as a single mom, while you are working to build some stability in your life, some financial stability, some emotional stability, some peace, and while you are working to build a legacy for your family. I mean, sometimes it's just about putting food on the table, right? For me, it was about putting some food on the table. And I guess what's the saying? Necessity is the mother of all invention. Yeah. So there was a necessity there for the business that I launched, and that was helping young adults like my son, my most precious, right? So that was the need. And I put myself out there and took a risk, me and my business partner, to launch something very special. And it's grown and we've been able to scale it, but it was not without every perceivable hurdle you could imagine. Okay. I am living proof that it can be done. It can be done well, and it can be done even when you have nothing to start with, 0 to start with. So we'll get into all of that. It's going to be great. My plan was to launch this channel like weeks ago, weeks ago. And then life kept happening. And because of the nature of the business that I do and the work that I do, we had to go through an audit and make sure every I is dotted and T is crossed, because the industry that I'm in has a spotlight on it right now. And that's good. It's actually a very, very good thing. However, we need to be ready for at any moment in time, whatever could happen, an audit or something else. So went through and spent a lot of time trying to reorganize and try to restructure and make sure our SOPs were in place and make sure that our files were in order and the whole thing. Okay. That was a lot of work, and it was very, very stressful going through every single file and all of the back end stuff. So I was delayed in starting the YouTube channel because of that. And then this last week, I just have to share because it's like, seriously, this last week, then my plan was to batch film some videos for you, some really solid content, starting this channel, starting to offer you some input on how it is that you can do the same things that I have done. Probably you could do them better than I did, but starting to strategize with you how to get on this pathway of having a successful business, earning the money that you need and want for your family, and building something solid. And I'm telling you what, by Tuesday of this last week, it is now Saturday. By Tuesday, I was getting text messages from my bank about hurry up and sign the forms. And I said, what forms? What are we talking about here? Called my banker, and sure enough, someone was trying to be added to the business bank accounts. How does this happen? I don't know. Well, I'll tell you how it happened in my case. It turns out that my entire business email system had been hacked. It had been hacked, where everything financial and all of these email correspondences had been hijacked and rerouted. People were communicating as me to financial institutions. Like, I can't even explain it. I could cry right now. And I have cried. But it's been so much. It's been a lot. And having to unravel all of that on the IT end, I'm not an IT person. Do I look like a tech person? I'm not. So having to unravel all of that and spend hours and hours on the phone and online and doing the things and then working with the banks and moving stuff and securing stuff and putting safety measures in place and undoing what people have done and doing all of the things. And it's been so much, it's been so heavy. And yet also, I'm fully responsible for my household. I have 4 children. I have 2 in college. I have 1 with special needs. It's a frickin' lot. So I'm not here to dump on you. I'm here to process with you, and I'm going to encourage you. I promise. I promise I will encourage you in this video. Okay. We'll get there. I just want to say, this is what I think is going on. In the light of having plans to do amazing things, we experience this all the time. And if you're in any spiritual circles at all, you've heard people say things like, well, you must be doing something really good because look at all the warfare, look at all the resistance. Yeah, part of that is true. Probably. Part of that is probably very, very true. When you've got a plan, you've made a decision, and you've been very specific and clear on what you want to do, and it's good, like what you want to do is, I'm just here trying to do a good thing. I'm just here doing a good thing for the community, for children, young adults with special needs, for families, for single parents, for parents with children of autism. I'm trying to do a good thing. And yet that whole no good deed goes unpunished saying sometimes feels true. It's not. It's not true. Don't ever let that sink in. Don't ever take that on as a truth. It's not true. Good things are rewarded. We do reap our intentions. We reap what we sow. But it's not going to be without some resistance. And we can't be unrealistic about that. We live in a world where there is resistance. So I believe that my excitement over connecting with you, starting to get to know single moms, starting to help them build their businesses, encouraging parents with special needs kids, those are good intentions. And I have a lot to share and I have a lot to impart. I've got a lot to give in terms of support. And yeah, there's going to be a measure of resistance. I've made a decision. Now it's like, I get to prove that I'm resolved in doing this thing. And this is how this is the way. This is like the way it happens. So when things come up like this, when you're getting ready to launch something, a YouTube channel, a project, a business, a family, a relationship, stuff is going to come up. We would be Pollyannish if we said, well, don't manifest it by not thinking about it. You're going to think about it because it's going to happen. It's about how we process it and how we deal with it. It is about how we frame it. It's going to all be about framing. Here's how I'm going to frame this. I've got something to share with you. I've got a community to build here. We are going to become friends. We're going to comment. We're going to share. I've got a school group that I'm going to put people in where we can build a community together. That is going to happen. And I am now more resolved than ever before because of all of the resistance that is coming my way right now. It's just a way of distracting me and taking care of the little, the extraneous things. It's just distracted me from launching this when I wanted to. However, it's not going to stop me. It may have delayed me a few minutes, a few days, a few weeks. It is not going to delay me. And I believe that the content will be even better as a result of this constant, trying to get something launched and it being sidelined or, having to divert my attention to some other perceivable crisis. First world problems, let's be real. These are first world problems. Having the technology is a first world problem. So we deal with them. But emotionally and physically, it's draining and it's a lot, and we can't pretend that it's not. So when you're ready to launch your new business or your new thing or your family, know this. There's going to be resistance. And in the face of it, you're going to see it. You need to process it, emote if you have to, cry in your car, do the things, vent to a friend. But limit that, and then we must learn to quickly move into problem-solving mode. So yep, it's a thing. Yep, it sucks. Got to deal with it. And now what? Now what's the lesson? What's the takeaway? What's the lesson that I've learned? And how am I going to let this fuel a better version of my company, a better version of whatever it is, the email system, the standard operating procedure, whatever. Let it fuel that, because that's ultimately what it's designed to do. Ultimately, it is designed to strengthen, to teach, and to create something even better than what we had before. So in the wake of this, what have I've learned? I have learned that there are better ways to protect the back end of the company. I've learned that, and I've taken those proactive measures. The best news of all is that although things were compromised, my time was stolen. My time was definitely taken. And what more precious commodity is there than time, right? It's the one thing you can't get back. It's the one thing here on this earth you don't get back. And yet I will use it and fuel it to create better strategies in the future going forward. Nothing ultimately was taken. Yes, things were compromised, but nothing was actually, like, funds weren't stolen. Credit cards were taken out in my company's name, lots of them. Ridiculous. How does that even happen? But that's the credit card company's problem, not mine. And so in the wake of feeling like violated and compromised, I'm also going to let this fuel me, and I'm going to launch that channel. And it's going to be this week. This is not the first video I planned to shoot. I planned to provide something really amazing about, like, solo boss mom and what we're going to share together. But I had to take this time to hit record in the midst of an avalanche of, like, issues, because this is real. This is what is real. You know, we can be polished and perfect in YouTube. We can be editing our videos and have all the cool fancy things. But the reality is, this is life. This is real. And when you're a single mom, and when you've got a vision, and when you've got lots of lives that are responsible for you and a household, and then you're looking to create something, there are going to be challenges and there's going to be resistance. You're going to move through it, and it's going to make you better, but we can't be shocked and surprised when it happens. It is part of it. We move through it. My grandmother always used to say, "This too shall pass." And I was always like, okay, well, can it just pass now? How about we just, like, take side swipe the boulder in the middle of the road? Like, let's not wait for it to pass. Let's avoid it altogether if we can. Some things are out of our control. We can't avoid it. We can take proactive measures, and we can allow the things that are going on to make us more aware, to strengthen us, and to give us even more resolve. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. So my commitment to you is I'm going to launch my first handful of videos, first 8 videos, within the next 2 weeks. And we're going to start building a community of single moms who are empowered, who are real. Again, this isn't hustle town. This isn't babe bro. We're not going to do the fake things. We're not going to do all that silliness. We're not. We're mature women. We're going to be smart. We're going to be wise. We're going to encourage each other. We're going to build some stuff, and we're going to build big, baby. We're going to build good. We're going to create a solid foundation of whatever it is that you're trying to create, and I'm going to coach you and guide you and consult you and lead you through it, and it's going to be fantastic. And I'm just putting it out there. I'm going to start this week and get a couple videos out there. And if you are a single mom and you're looking to build a business, and you know that it may not be easy, but it's going to be so damn worth it. Let me just leave you with this. What I did this week, amongst my frazzled, like, mode, because our nervous system goes into crisis mode, right? We're cultivating peace and calm and stability. And yet when something like this happens, you sort of panic sets in, and the nervous system goes into, like, survival mode. So, all of the adrenaline and the cortisol and the fast paced thing, right? One of the things that I did was I went into one of the locations of my organization, and I just needed to go interface with these young adults that we serve. And I showed up heavy. Like, I pulled up, and I was feeling it all. I felt heavy. I felt like there was a boulder on my chest. And I walked through the door, and I started seeing the faces, and the participants in the program started coming up to me, "Duffy," and throwing their arms open and coming toward me. Makes me want to cry just thinking about it. It was so encouraging. They came up to me, and they gave me hugs, and they, one young woman pulled a little necklace out of her shirt, and it had a key on it. And she said, look at this. And I said, "What is that?" And she said, "It's a key. It's a key to my very first apartment." And those moments of sharing with her the delight and the joy that she is going to now get to move into her own apartment, because she's gained all of these skills and she's becoming so independent. It was magic. It was heaven on earth. And getting a few fist bumps from the guys and talking about their, favorite sports team, and just seeing the joy on their faces. And some of them are very limited in their ability to communicate, but the smile on their face and the look in their eyes communicated everything I needed it to communicate. And it was breath in my lungs. It was literally oxygen in my lungs. It fueled me. It reminded me of exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. It reminded me of my care and concern for this, I call them earth angels, this beautiful population that my business serves, that my son is a part of. And it was like, oh yeah, that's why we do this. That's why we go through this. That's why we troubleshoot the problems. It's why we shift out of YouTube creation mode and into crisis management mode for the business because it's that important and it is that worth it. And those smiles and those hugs reminded me that it's all worth it. And whatever it is that you're creating, that you're doing, that you're launching, that you're envisioning, it is all purposeful and it is all worth it. It's worth the work. The reward, listen, I'm talking about the work. Today I'm talking about things that happen and problems, but we're going to coast into the reward of it all. The reward of it all is so incredibly amazing and it's worth it. So I'm excited to get to know you. Thanks for letting me share a bit of my journey with you. And let's go build. Let's go build something amazing together. Love you so much.